All right, let's just dive right in. I want you to picture something. You're in your favorite coffee shop. You know the one. You can hear the low hum of conversation, the clink of mugs, you can smell the coffee brewing. Everyone's just kind of in their own little bubble. And then the door opens, someone walks in, and bam! The entire energy of the room just shifts. People look up, they kind of smile without even knowing why, and you look at this person, and it's not like they're a movie star or wearing designer clothes. They just have, well, they have something.
You felt that, right? That little jolt where you just stop and wonder, what is that? How do they do that? It's like this invisible force, this magnetism. And if you're in any kind of leadership role, you've probably felt a little pang of, man, I wish I could connect with my team like that.
Well, here's the good news. It is not magic. It's not about your looks. It's not about your job title. It's charisma. And the most important thing I want you to take away today is this. It is not a gift you're born with. It is 100% a skill. And like any other skill, you can break it down, you can practice it, and you can get really, really good at it. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to build this entire thing on 3 simple pillars. First up is presence. That's all about being right here, right now. Second is warmth, projecting genuine care for the person in front of you. And third, and this is a big one, being unshakable, having a core confidence that doesn't depend on what other people think. So let's start with the foundation, the one everything else is built on.
Pillar number 1, total presence. And look, this is so much more than just putting your phone away. True presence, that's the absolute bedrock of trust. When someone feels that you are truly with them, mind and body, they feel safe. They feel seen. And as a leader, you know that trust is the currency of everything you do.
I had to learn this one the hard way. A few years back, I was at this really important networking event. I finally get to talk to this leader I'd admired for years. And I'm talking, I think I'm doing great. And about 2 minutes in, he just stops. He looks me dead in the eye and says this, "Philip, you're looking at me, but are you here?" Oof, it was like a punch to the gut.
And you know what? He was completely right. My body was there, but my mind was just gone. It was a whirlwind of what am I going to say next? Does he think I'm smart? I hope I'm making a good impression. And when your mind is running that script, you're not actually connecting with a human being. You're performing for them. And trust me, people can always feel the difference.
The goal is what I like to call the campfire effect. Just think about a campfire for a second. It doesn't try to do anything, right? It's just there. It's steady, it's warm, it's real. And because of that, people just naturally want to pull up a chair and be near it. That's true presence. It makes the people around you feel seen, important, and fundamentally safe.
So how do we actually do that? Especially, 5 minutes before a big presentation or a tough conversation. 2 super simple physical things you can do. First, belly breathing. Just take a few deep breaths where you can literally feel your stomach expand on the inhale and relax on the exhale. This sends a signal to your nervous system to just chill out. Second, a grounding visualization. And I know this might sound a little woo-woo, but just try it. For 10 seconds, imagine roots growing out of the soles of your feet deep into the earth. It instantly pulls you out of that frantic mind of yours and back into your body.
Okay, so presence is our foundation. Now let's talk about the second and third pillars, because they are deeply connected. Warmth and being unshakable. And here's the surprising part. You can't have genuine, charismatic warmth without having strong boundaries. This isn't about being a people pleaser. It's about being what we're going to call a smart giver.
And to really get this, check out this fascinating study from Wharton. So researchers sorted people into 3 groups: takers, matchers, and givers. Now, you'd think the takers would be at the top of the success ladder, right? Wrong. They, along with the matchers, were just kind of stuck in the middle. But here's the crazy part. The givers, the most generous people, they were found in 2 places, at the absolute bottom and at the absolute top.
So what gives? What's the difference between the givers at the bottom and the givers at the top? Well, the ones at the bottom were doormat givers. They said yes to absolutely everyone, got burned out, and basically got walked all over. But the givers at the top, they were smart givers. As a leader, this means you're generous, but you have boundaries. You'll stay late to mentor a new team member, but you won't do their project for them. You lift others up, but you don't set yourself on fire to keep them warm.
And you can actually practice this kind of smart warmth. Before your next important conversation, try this little 3-step ritual. First, think of one thing you're grateful for. This totally shifts your mindset from what can I get to what can I give. Second, set an intention. Silently tell yourself, I'm here to give my full attention. And third, visualize the other person walking away from the conversation feeling a little bit better, maybe lighter or more inspired.
This changes the whole interaction from a performance into an act of service. And this all leads us to that final, most important pillar. Because the boundary that makes warmth so powerful is authenticity. That's the unshakable part. Real charisma isn't about putting on a show. It's about being so comfortable in your own skin that others can be comfortable in theirs.
So let's just call it what it is. The number one absolute charisma killer is caring too much what other people think. That's it. The second you start worrying, do they like me? Do I sound smart? You're right back in performance mode. You're no longer authentic, and your charisma just vanishes.
For me, this fear was a huge problem for most of my life. The only thing that finally broke it was, well, something a little radical. I did a 30-day challenge where I forced myself into embarrassing situations. I'm talking asking strangers for hugs, lying down in the middle of a Starbucks. I even sang on the subway. And let me tell you, I cannot sing. The first week was just brutal. But around day 15, something incredible happened. I realized it's not the end of the world if a stranger thinks I'm a little weird. I was basically desensitizing my brain to judgment. Now, I'm not saying you have to do that, but the principle holds. You have to get comfortable with a little disapproval to build that unshakable core.
Okay, so you don't need to go sing on a subway, but you do need a way to put these ideas into practice every single day. So let's tie all three pillars together into a super simple daily action plan that anyone can use to start building these muscles.
Here it is, your daily charisma checklist. This whole thing takes less than 5 minutes in the morning, with a few quick check-ins during the day. For presence, start with 2 minutes of that breathing and grounding. Then, in the middle of a meeting, just take a second to feel your feet on the floor. For warmth, in the morning, name one thing you're grateful for and set your intention to give. Then right before a conversation, do that quick visualization for the other person. And for being unshakable, just acknowledge one little fear of judgment you have and decide it's okay. If you catch yourself performing during the day, just take a breath and reset. That's it.
Because when you strip it all away, here's what it comes down to. Authentic charisma has absolutely nothing to do with how you look, how much you earn, or how witty your jokes are. It is 100% about how you make other people feel. Do they feel heard? Do they feel valued? Do they feel like you are truly, genuinely with them in that moment?
So let's stop trying to be impressive. Let's even stop trying so hard to be liked. The real goal, the true heart of leadership and connection, is to make the person right in front of you feel completely and totally seen. That's the whole game. So my only question for you is, who are you going to make feel seen today?